hey, here's the second part of a devotional video series based on Jesus' parable in Matthew 25. So we talked a little in the last video about how, if we're honest, we can find ourselves, well, I've got 2 bags of gold in this area, and we can find a way to compare ourselves to somebody who has more. They're more skilled than us. They have more opportunities than us. And we could choose to get jealous, and we could choose to not do much with that, or we can be like the guy who had 2 bags of gold, who put them to work and earned 2 more. And so it's not how much talent and ability you have, it's what do you do with what you have. But we talked about how we're going to reflect now for a minute on the guy who had 1 bag of gold and did nothing with it. He buried it in the ground. And that's a temptation for many of us, that we can get lazy, or we could say, why try? But there's an even greater, more sinister temptation here. And that is that this guy, when he was confronted by his master, what did you do with what I gave you? He does 2 things that are problematic. One is he seeks to shift the blame, and 2 is he portrays himself as a victim. Rather than owning his sin, what he does is he says to the master, hey, I know that you are a really talented person, but also that you can be kind of harsh. And also, because of that, I was afraid. So I buried this bag of gold. Right? In other words, hey, the reason I did what I did is because you can be so stringent. And that made me afraid. So isn't it mean what you did to me? So I did nothing with this. This is a side tangent off of the overarching themes that are in this parable, but it's something that's really important for us to notice. Whether we're Christians or not, we can all recognize this in our culture, that there is a lot of blame shifting and victim portrayal going on. Well, of course I embezzled thousands of dollars from my company. I asked for a raise multiple times and my boss didn't, and look at how hard they're driving me. And so yes, I took it, but I took it because I had to, because it's money that should have been mine in the first place. Right? Or how about this? Well, I've talked with my wife about that. And she asked me something, but the way that she asked wasn't very nice. And I only do these things, or I don't do them, because of the way that things are in our marriage. And so there's blame shifting and portraying yourself as a victim, rather than saying, hey, I have these opportunities and there's stuff I need to work on. And it might only be 1 bag of gold compared to someone else's gifts and abilities. But I'm not going to bury my talent. I'm not going to blame somebody else. I'm going to own my mistakes, my sins, and I'm going to try to do better with them. And if you feel convicted at this time, the good news here is that there is a message of grace and of encouragement. You're hearing it right now. Hey, if there's a talent that you've been burying, or hey, if you've been victim portraying yourself and blame shifting, you can stop. You can own your mistakes. You can dig up that buried bag of gold and you can put it to work. You can try to make changes now. It's the message of the gospel, that there's grace for us and that our lives can be changed by what we hear. I hope this is encouraging for you, even if it's a bit convicting. I know for me, it can be, that I've been guilty of these mistakes myself and I need to repent of them. But I hope that this video finds you well. Thanks for checking it out. And until we see each other again, grace and peace to you.